Welcome to Beyond the Digital, darling.
A sneak peek behind the scenes at Beyond the Dawn.
Banter and all.
So get cozy, strap in, grab a brew, and enjoy.
Hello.
Hello to
I love that each week it's like a bit of a harmony, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know whether we'll get hired for harmonising in such ways. If you'd like us to be at your special event, wedding or
Please send us an
party,
email.
We are available for bookings.
could you imagine?
That'd be funny.
What would we call it? The singing podcasters.
Yes.
Crazy.
Fun. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome. Hello.
It's me.
You do Adele, I go to Lionel Richie, and that shows you the difference in our ages, right? Because I sang that as Lionel Richie and you went into Adele.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I love Adele, but she did steal that. Hello was Lionel's first.
Oh. Can you expand on that bit of song? Because I don't know which song that you mean.
You're joking me.
I'm sorry.
I think she will. When you hear it, you will.
Hello, is it me or
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
I can see it in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, ding.
I can see it in your smile. Yeah, I don't know it. I redeemed myself.
I knew you'd know it.
Yeah, of course you have, my
Yeah,
darling.
thank you.
Yeah. So, how are you?
All
good.
right.
Yeah, all good. Busy.
Busy. Yeah, I'm not sounding myself today because I'm recovering from a cold.
You've been poorly, haven't you?
Mm.
It's making its way around the
I'm
office.
sounding a bit froggy.
Oh,
Mm.
I think I started it and then you got it, and now Paul Lewis has got
Mm.
it.
I'm still going. I'm still doing all right.
She's still standing better than she ever did.
Like
Yeah,
you
still going.
Looking like a little kid. I said looking like.
You
said
looking like a kid.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Apologies.
She's just a baby.
She's just a baby. I've had a strange week. Shall
Yeah.
I tell you about my week?
Yes, please.
Yes, please do.
So I have had quite a lot of admin sorted this week to do with the D word. Boom, boom, boom. Divorced. I can't actually say the word divorced without thinking about Six.
Honestly, it's one of my top musicals. I love it so
Mm.
much.
It's so good. But yes, most people know that I have been embroiled and entangled in, I don't know if I can say it's been a messy divorce. If the other party pretends it isn't happening and completely ignores it, can you consider it to be? It's like if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's there to hear it, was there really a sound? You know, it's that. I feel like I'm going through the divorce on my own.
Yeah, but I feel like just that alone is what's made it a bit messy.
It is what's made it made it
Because-
messy.
It's not been easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, would what would define him? Like, what is messy?
Yeah.
Like, because it has from your side, because there's been no acknowledgement from the other party.
Yeah. And I've been really grateful for no fault divorce. Do you know about a no fault divorce?
Not properly, no.
Okay, so I'm really grateful for my amazing friend and just this wonderful content creator on Facebook. Well, she's everywhere. Called Lindsey Hall. You know Lindsey.
Yeah.
And there's lots of information that she kind of shares on the emotional side of things, but also on like the practical side of things.
Yeah.
And when I was first deciding I was getting divorced, I knew nothing about it. And this is the problem, I think, sometimes. Obviously, you never get married with the look to be getting divorced. And the people who are experts in divorce are the people who are going through or have gone through
like
a divorce.
You're not going to know about it unless you face that yourself.
Yeah.
No, and no two things are the same, you know. So a friend of mine got divorced recently and it wasn't easy because it's never easy.
No.
But the other participant participated and signed and they got it done fast. They agreed on a clean split. And, you know, it still wasn't easy.
No, but it was as straightforward as it could have gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just so rare. It's just so rare because when you come together, you don't necessarily protect yourself because it's not romantic to think that one day you might need to rely on things like contractual prenups and other things. And what's really interesting is in my situation, there's very few assets, really. There's not an awful, it's not like we've got a property portfolio of multiple houses to split. Do you know what I mean? We're not entangled in business and that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you would think it would be straightforward, but it's not. And yeah, Lindsey's advice has been kind of really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And I remember when I found out about no fault divorce kind of early on in the process, I just thought that is so needed. And the reason why I bring it up as well is because this is another thing that they're planning to eradicate in America.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the way divorces used to work is that you would have to find blame or fault. So somebody would be responsible for the marriage breakdown.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Right? Which in my case, I feel like that is the case.
Yeah.
One of the people in the marriage was responsible for the breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But being able to prove that,
it's a whole other story, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Spend a long time trying to prove that, wouldn't you? Which would prolong the divorce even further.
right? And you know, it's a hostile situation, and it would breed more hostility.
Yeah, of course.
And somebody basically has to take the blame, and the person who takes the blame is usually the person who perhaps might then end up with, I don't know, the worst end of the agreement when you start to divvy up financial assets and things like that.
Okay,
Because if you're like, if you've cheated and she wants 70% of the house,
She'll get it.
yeah, you know,
Right.
that kind of thing. I mean, it's not an exact science,
Yeah.
but that's kind of the way that it used to work. So, but in some degree, the person who created the breakdown of the marriage, even if that person just woke up one morning and was like, I'm sorry, I don't love you anymore, they would be the one that ended up with the least.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might be struggling to navigate the chaos of divorce, and if you are and you've listened to any of our episodes recently, you'll know that you're not alone. I'm really lucky that I have had the support of Lindsey Hall in my network. She's a divorce coach and she's based here in the UK, which is fabulous. And basically, she's dedicated to helping you reclaim your life. Together, the community that Lindsey has created really helps turn overwhelm into more of a clarity, and to help you take control of your next chapter with confidence and, dare I even say, grace. Now, for all of us, it's different. Maybe you need emotional support, practical advice, legal advice, or just somebody who really truly understands it. I find that Lindsey's content and her advice, it's just so much different to some of the friends and family that we have that just maybe can't fully understand what it's like in a time like this. Big shout out to Lindsey Hall. Check out our show notes and our group description for getting in touch, because she's a really good resource and she can just help in a way that so many others around us sometimes can't. So you don't have that with a no-fault divorce, even though there may be some fault.
Yeah.
You can say, no harm,
It's
no
just
foul.
happened.
Let's
Yeah.
just, you know,
Let's
consciously
just part
and
ways.
legally uncouple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with that in place, it's taken, well, I'm still not divorced as I live and breathe, sat here recording this podcast. I'm still not free.
Yeah. Not yet.
It
No.
will be.
I will be, because luckily in the UK we do still have that.
Mm.
But it's been incredibly difficult because, first of all, deciding that you want to have a divorce is rough.
Yeah, it's not an easy decision to make.
No, well, it's not something you go into
That's
marriage
it.
thinking about, is it?
No, it took
It's
me.
easy to get into marriage, but not easy to get out of
No.
it.
Mm,
Not at all.
yeah, it took me probably 4 years of different occurrences for me to realise that divorce was actually what needed to happen.
Yeah.
4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
It was painfully long because it wasn't a comfortable living environment.
It's not an easy decision to make.
I find myself, I had to break something within myself to be able to do it as well, because my loyalty gene is so strong, and I didn't want to detach out of loyalty.
Yeah.
And then realise that I was totally abandoning myself.
Yeah, you're having to. You had to leave yourself for it to work, didn't you? So
I had to give up my life.
Yeah.
I would have had to give up my happiness and my life and the potential safety, happiness and joy of the kids.
Yeah.
And it just was, it became too much of a sacrifice to keep it going.
Yeah.
And as things progressed and got worse and worse and worse, it became easier and easier and easier to see the path of divorce as being the lesser of the evils.
Yeah.
But then, even then, the leap to divorce was still huge.
Yeah, I still toyed with it. I still cha-cha'd for an entire year, didn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, I came in here and I was like, nope, we're trying again.
Yeah.
Nope, we're gonna go to counselling. Nope, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, you can't say that you didn't try.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There is one person on the planet that would say I didn't, but I think there is literally only one person on the planet that would say I didn't, because everybody else knows.
Logical thinking, you tried.
If we're going to be reasonable about it, there was. I'd say there was a fair attempt. You know, only for years, but yeah, very, very difficult. And I love that I've got Lindsey to fall back on.
Yeah.
Because also she brought out some amazing stuff recently about what it's like to date after divorce. And I know I'm not technically divorced yet, but it's still so relevant even while you're in the divorce process.
Yeah.
And it's just nice for people to understand what that feels like, because your friends and family, like you guys have been an absolutely amazing support to me, and I adore you, and I will always be grateful for how you've held me during this time, because it's been absolutely shit. And there's been some times that I don't know if I would have made it through without you. But you guys have never been divorced.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm really lucky. I've got this great support system, and I've got a couple of friends that have either just gone through a divorce or have previously been divorced. And luckily I've got their kind of perspective. Yeah. But then being able to rely on Lindsey and the people that she works with, her community, that's been really, there's like another, it's like the peak of the triangle of being able to have another angle of support. Yeah. And it's not easy to date when you're in the midst of a divorce, or when you've just divorced. It's not like, oh, okay, that chapter's closed now. Let me get my glad rags on and pop down the pub, So I do think that that's really, really important to have that and kind of lean back on it. But yeah, I think one of the hardest things, and Lindsey's spoken about this as well, is your identity, in terms of like, I think that divorce carried a shame.
I feel like it sometimes still does. On social media, there is a shame behind it, and there shouldn't be. It's not a bad thing. Like, some things have to come to an end.
Yeah. It's
normally written in the storyline. It's just you don't see it.
Yeah.
Until you get to the end, but it has to come to an end. Some things.
Yeah. I found great comfort in, I don't know where I found this random fact, but apparently it's actually in the paperwork when you get married that a marriage is expected to last 10 years.
Oh, right.
So I think that's because maybe when the paperwork for people getting married was written, life expectancy wasn't what it is now.
Maybe.
That's a good point. Yeah, because these are old, like, laws.
Laws,
like marriage laws, old marriage laws.
Yeah, we've romanticised, but it's a contract to a man.
Yeah, it is.
Which I shouldn't be saying today when I'm so excited that my best friend just got engaged. It's okay though, he's a good man, so you can legally bind yourself to Mike Laurel. We all are so happy for you. Bind yourself to that good man. He's going to take good care of you, and we all adore you all.
Yeah.
It's just to put that in there.
But let's just switch back to this topic for a minute.
But if we're going to be honest, it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a contract where you bind yourself, and even at this moment in time, if you were to fully read It's not even a case of you are binding yourself to each other. It is about you binding yourself to a husband.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you're in a same-sex marriage, in which case the law for that has been written recently, so it's far more completely different. And a civil partnership again is completely different, and actually it makes a bit more sense. So anyway, that's going off on a tangent a little bit, but I thought to myself that if we look at it from that perspective, I smashed it. I did longer than 10 years.
That's it.
So the marriage is expected to last 10 years. It lasted a little bit longer than 10 years. And
came to its end.
It was funny because on the day that should have been my wedding anniversary this year, I just felt nothing. Nothing. Not a thing.
Which I think it's great that you can say that, because a year ago you wouldn't have been able to say that. A year ago it was such a big thing that you were worried about coming up.
We have been out of that life, or you're detached from that life, and you're creating a new life for yourself, so which is a lot happier.
It just shows the healing that you've gone through. To say that you felt nothing that day, like that is so much progress in your personal self.
I agree with you. And I feel sad for our American sisters that are going to have no-fault divorce taken away if that is true. Because without that no-fault divorce, I wouldn't be getting towards the end of this.
No.
I want to say experience.
But it is an experience.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
It is a life experience. Some of us get to experience it, some of us don't.
This is one that I wouldn't have put on my bingo card.
No, it's not one that you would choose, but you've handled it very well.
Thanks. I'm glad that you think that I have.
You have, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
100%.
thank you.
Because it's not been easy, but you've carried on. You've carried on. You've been in work every single day. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've not let it affect your everyday normal life. It's been a part of it, but you've carried on.
Yeah, I do think that I didn't want to be consumed by it.
Which could have very easily happened.
Yeah.
I don't feel any shame about it either.
No.
I actually found a bit of empowerment with it.
Yeah.
I made a decision that I wanted to live in a certain way. The conditions of my life were not in that same way, and I changed things so that they would be. And I've lived for at least just short of a year now.
Yeah.
In those new conditions, and I can say with absolute confidence that my day-to-day living conditions now have improved 100%.
That's because you are in control of your life.
That's
now.
it.
You can create that happiness for yourself.
Yeah. And without going into too much, I have to be careful. Without going into too much of the detail, I just don't have my day-to-day living conditions are not the same.
That's it.
I mean, that's all I need to say. I don't need to, say any more than that. But I wake up in the morning and I'm in my nice little house and I sort my kids out. We have breakfast and I sort the animals out and I'm quite content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You create a life that's happy.
Yeah. And you know what? Yes, it's cost me a lot of money. And yes, I have had to pay every single penny of the divorce proceedings myself, and I have had to continually jump over hurdles, pay for multiple people to serve papers and stuff.
Yeah.
This is where when you're saying it's been messy.
That's how it's been messy.
Yeah, because in the UK, if one person wants to get divorced and the other one doesn't, then you actually can't get away with that for very long.
No.
But the person who does want to get divorced has to be the person who pursues the divorce. So you end up paying for people to go and serve papers and all the rest of it. And of course, what I've been met with is a verbal agreement of the divorce going through, but no actual action towards the divorce. So first there was no acknowledgement that the papers existed or that they'd been seen, even though we all know that they hadn't. They did. And then for months and months and months, there was just absolute inaction. No responses to legal letters, no responses to court, no responses to anything, to the point where, you know, when this does come through for me, which will be soon, it will be the court will literally by default have allowed the divorce to go through on that inaction. And I think the idea was to delay or stop it. But because of no fault divorce, the Holy Grail doesn't work.
No.
You cannot force me to stay married to you.
Yeah.
You can't. No. But in America, potentially soon.
Different story,
which is worrying.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is as well is, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning this, but there's been some suggestion recently by people who are not outer circle or people that we used to know that people break up and divorce around me. And the people that like I either work with as clients or that I have in my circle might find it easier to leave relationships than other people. But what I say to that is that I feel like it's because we're not looking at breaking up or divorcing in a negative way anymore.
Yeah.
We're not taking that shame and going, yeah, I'll accept that. I'm not ashamed.
You shouldn't be.
I'm not. I'm quite proud of it, actually. Quite proud of it.
Taking back your power.
Yeah. And that's, you know, if another person who is hanging around with me or is working with me decides to do the same, then good for them.
Yeah, it's their choice.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, very interesting. But I will credit some of my coping mechanisms to having the good support around me. And like I said, I think I mentioned this quite a lot when we talk about menopause, which is going to be another episode that we do. But I think there are two approaches to big things like this in your life. One of them is to kind of sit back and try to handle it yourself.
Yeah.
And the other one is to proactively put tools in place that make it easier. And I, in both instances, choose the second.
Yeah.
So I didn't wait until I was in a level of despair.
No.
I actually was in therapy talking to an amazing therapist that I adore. For me singularly, not just as like marriage counselling, but just for me, during the time that I was making the decision that the relationship was definitely going to be done, and deciding whether I filed for divorce. So I already was doing that beforehand. And then obviously getting myself into these communities and just using the free resources online like Lindsey, what she provides and stuff. She's just an excellent example of it.
Yeah, she is.
And that's helped. It does help. Sign up for the guides, join the communities, chat to other people online, get yourself a support network. You can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, because when you decide to make that decision for divorce, you probably feel lonely.
Yeah.
Like you are the only person in the world that is going through this and you're not.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes as well, it's not been a case of that for me because of the circumstances of the breakdown of the marriage.
Yeah.
But for some people, the marriage isn't that bad. It's just not serving them anymore. And then those people feel not just lonely, but guilty.
Yeah.
And then they feel like they're breaking up a family. And for what reason? And actually, you don't need a reason. If it's not being right for you, if you met this person and met them as though they were brand new and you wouldn't date them right now, why stay in a marriage with them?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be some big dramatic thing like what I went through. It can just be, you know, low level. So but thank you. I appreciate that you think that I've handled it quite well. And I think from a mental point of view, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I went through an absolutely horrendous final grief cycle, I would say, around March time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Which we knew would happen. We didn't know it was going to be quite so public and brutal, but it was public and brutal on purpose to run me through the mill.
Yeah.
And we did know that would happen. And actually, I'm so grateful for it. Honestly, at the time, I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I felt like I was having a bit of a breakdown, if I'm honest. I was absolutely devastated. It was the final blow.
Yeah.
And it was like there was like this big sword And every now and then somebody would come along, not so somebody, but we'll call him somebody. And with a hammer, he'd just knock it in another inch through my heart. And then in March, the final knock came through. So the sword was all the way to my chest. And then in those 2 weeks, the sword was pulled out and I just bled out.
Yeah.
And now that heart that no longer exists is dead and is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does, and then the wound that's left has healed.
It's healed. It's just it's just a little scar now.
You've got a scar now,
It's just a little scar.
Which will always be there.
Yeah.
But you learn to live with that.
Yeah, it's part of me now.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
You learn to love yourself.
Yeah, and I do.
Yeah.
And I love all of you.
We love you.
We love you too. In the words of our RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Preach it, girl. Anyway, thank you for listening to me chat about that, because I do think it's important for people.
It is very important.
And I know a lot of our audience members right now are going through difficult times in that centre. So I try not to do something that would, go too far into it, because some things do need to be private, both for me and for the kids and all of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I never want to be the person who is shying away from...
You don't want to shy away from
No, because,
that will consume you.
Yeah, and we're in this together. I want people to know that if you're feeling like that, you're not alone.
As alone, if you do feel alone, you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
We got you.
I got you.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow our socials.
Join our free group and let us know what you'd like to hear about in the future.
Join us next time.
Love you. Bye.